called Ghana is going to rise up in arms. I'm not talking about arms to kill each other. Arms to protest the insensitivity and the dehumanizing posture being exhibited by the doctors in Ghana. I repeat, their act of insensitivity and dehumanizing nature that they have shown to the very people who pay their salaries. I will not talk too much. Let me just refer you quickly to an official document. I'm talking about the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the Fair Wages Commission, Ministry of Health, Labor Union, and all that. They are all here. Let me just go through it quickly. This is dated 11th day of April 2013. That should be Thursday. I read, at a meeting between the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations, Ministry of Finance and Fair Wages and Salaries Commission on the one hand, and the Ghana Medical Association on the other hand, in the presence of the leadership of organized labor on the resolution of current strike by the Ghana Medical Association, the following agreement is reached. 1. That the 2012 market premium arrears will be paid according to the following schedule: May 2013, 4 months; July 2013, 4 months; September 2013, 4 months, which means in between May to September 2013 this year, the arrears of 2012 with regards to market premium should be settled. And then 2, that the January to April 2013 market premium arrears will be paid as follows. That's, if you like, debt accrued as a result of non-payment of market premium for 2013 for Ghana Medical Association or the doctors will be settled according to this table. Agreed proposal. June 2013, 2 months, and then August 2013, 2 months. So it goes in that format, that tranches. And then number 3, that from May 2013, market premium will be based on 2012 basic salary, in line with the government white paper on guidelines on market premium. I take it again, that from May 2013, market premium will be based on 2013 basic salary, in line with government white paper on guidelines on the market premium. And then finally, number 4, that the issue of conversion difference and pension is being dealt with by the single spine post migration technical committee. That's a long title for a committee. That the issue of conversion difference and pension is being dealt with by the single spine post migration technical committee and the government and Ghana Medical Association. Ladies and gentlemen, who you'll be watching me, if you are watching me in Afghanistan, you should be doing that on www.multitvworld.com. If you are watching me, what this thing connotes is simple. It means, and I have those who signed here. Let me just quickly go through. Signed on the 11th of April 2013, Honorable Niyama Ashiti, Minister for Employment and Labor Relations. Signed, Dr. Alasan Idris, Acting Director, Economic Research and Forecasting Division for Ministry of Finance. Signed, Dr. Kwabena Opoku Edusei, President, Ghana Medical Association. Signed, Dr. Kwabena Opoku Edusei, Ghana Medical Association. And then finally, signed Kofi Asamoah, Secretary General, Trade Union Congress. If the camera can take a closer shot, you will see those who appended their signatures there. Yeah, this is very, very, very important. Before I go for my commercial break, this is very, very important. What this means is very, very simple, but I would explain to you when I come back from this commercial break. Do stay with me. I will be right back. Hello, and thanks for staying with us. There's S Majority Caucus live on your multi-TV, also live on www.multitvworld.com. I was trying to get this in a very, very close shot. Good. Yeah. So, having read through the agreement, but it's important that we go through it, explain to the viewers why we think the action embarked upon by the Ghana Medical Association is illegitimate, is insensitive, is so unnationalistic. It takes no ordinary concerns at heart and in consideration. And for that, we will do justice to this topic. But in the studio tonight, I've been joined in by lawyer Chum Berima. He's a member of the NDC legal team, also member of the government communication team. Thank you very much, lawyer, for your time here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think that it didn't reflect properly. Let me just have this one more time. This is the agreement signed by all the interested parties, including the president of including the president of Ghana Medical Association, who later went to his people. I don't know what he told them or what they told him. Came back to tell Ghanaians that even though I signed, I still am not interested. I do not think the agreement is binding. I think that he's taking us for granted. First of all, he violates the provisions of the Labour Act, and then goes on to sign. I think that should be okay, and goes back to sign an MOU, and that he also comes back to violate. I think that it's about time we just set the record straight. The doctors cannot hold the nation hostage. They cannot use human lives as bargaining chips. That simply cannot be. It should shock the conscience of institutions of states. It should shock the conscience of the parties that are involved in this illegal act. It is illegal because, first of all, the various provisions in the Labour Act have been violated when government has made strenuous efforts to make sure this situation is resolved. You have the president of the Medical Association signing, as I've just shown to you, and then going back and telling Ghanaians, hey, even though I signed, Massa, I'm still not interested. What kind of joke is this? But enough for me. I will turn to my studio and the guest, Lawyer Chum.
Yes.
Legal consequences of what the Medical Association president is doing. But first of all, what impression do you get from Ghanaians with the conduct of this medical profession? It looks like human life is really at the back burner. That is not what they are concerned about. They keep telling you it's not about the money, but really it's about the money. You are taking your salaries, you are taking your allowances. Government say, I will pay you on this specific date. You've signed, you said no, you don't like it. Simply because you control human life to some extent. And so you think you can make any claims at all?
Thank you very much. Indeed, when you talk strictly about the law, the Labour Act, then one can say, and as the National Labour Commission has endorsed, that the action is illegal. However, we've had a problem in this country where it does appear that the law doesn't bite. We've had strike actions, illegal strike actions, I should say, and yet we don't seem to have action, taken against those who embark upon illegal strikes. So it has become part of the day. Labor activity. You can just wake up one day and go on strike without, looking at the laws that govern our industrial relations. The laws make it clear the path and the process that you have to go through before you embark upon a strike action. And we can see clearly what is happening in this circumstance, or in Ghana now. Somebody just writes the intention to go on strike. And it's that one is now becoming the law, unfortunately.
Strange enough.
That is not the law. the law talks about a deadlock, and then even the appointment of mediators to look into the matter. If they are not, you can go for arbitration, compulsory arbitration, before you even go ahead and say, look, there is a deadlock. But the way the law is structured, you cannot get to that end. I mean, it is structured in such a way to take out strike actions. That is why the Labour Commission, you remember in 2011, when the doctors embarked upon strike action with respect to the premium, their, market premium, which they couldn't agree with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. They embarked upon a strike action, which was illegal. And then I remember Professor Mills of blessed memory was called upon to intervene. What did he do? He said, look, let the institutions work. So he got them back to the institutions. Go and deal with fair wages. If it doesn't work, go to the Labour Commission. And then they went to the Labour Commission, initially under the apprehension that the Labour Commission is an arm of government. Okay. And therefore, they wouldn't get anything. So why would they go there? They cannot trust them. They were, pushed by Ghanaians. People said, why? Go to a Labour Commission. We are all watching. We are all watching. And then they went to a Labour Commission. And eventually, there was a ruling in their favor. Do you get what I'm saying? And then Fair Wages complied by that ruling. It did not even appeal.
What was the ruling for the purposes of
indeed
by my viewers?
The Fair Wages wanted to give you have a senior doctors and the junior doctors. The Fair Wages wanted to give market premium of 100%, or let's say they call it 1 to the senior doctors and 0.8 to the juniors. And then the doctors said they want 1 for the junior doctors and 1.2 for the senior doctors. You understand it? And then there was a deadlock. So they embarked upon a strike action. And then when they went to the Labour Commission said, look, give the 1 to the junior doctors, give 1.2 to the senior doctors.
Simplicity.
That's all. And then Fair Wages complied. Initially, Fair Wages were saying that amount, we hear it 1 and 1.2. It's not small.
Quantitatively, it's big.
It's a very big amount. So they wouldn't comply. But when they went to Labour compulsory arbitration, and then there was this award, Fair Wages sat back and then paid the money to them. So one would have thought that the GMA must now believe in the National Labour Commission.
They should have confidence in them.
They should have confidence in the National Labour Commission. Do you get what I'm saying? But this time around, what happens? They again embark on an illegal action without going through the process of the law.
The process that favored them.
The process that favored them just...
I think these doctors have been so ungrateful.
So
honestly.
I have maintained that even though we are appealing to them, that they should go back to work whilst the dialogue continues, we are also making it a point that, look, you are breaking the law. Yeah. You get it. The appeal is simple. You can't beat them. You can't, push them. You can't.
The threat is that, hey, these are doctors. They are not teachers. You can't sack them. If they don't work, people will die. So they can make any demands.
There had been an appeal, but now when you ask even members of the GMA, and I have heard that some doctors have even broken away from the GMA.
Yeah.
That they think that
some are still working, to be fair.
The action taken by their executive, they do not support it. So they have broken away. Others, like you said, are also working.
Yeah.
Okay. So gradually, people are beginning to see what is happening. Some political commentators or some political figures have said that their action is politically motivated.
We'll come to that.
Well, then I will rest my case on that issue. But whatever is happening now, we are saying the doctors should go back to work. I will appeal to them. But I would also want to see reform in the laws. You see, Our laws says the Labour Commission will write, and I will just want to read something small that the Labour Commission has instructed. This is a letter from the Labour Commission from on the 10th of April 2013. And then it says, it's quite lengthy though, but I need to read it. Briefly, yeah. Well, it says, the National Labour Commission, in response to the strike embarked upon by the Ghana Medical Association, met the parties in dispute, namely Fair Wages Commission and Ghana Medical Association. Parties were represented as follows: Mr. George Smith Graham, who is the Chief Executive of Fair Wages, and Mr. Dominic Brenya Ochre, Counsel for GMA. Honorable Ni Amashite, Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, and then the other reps. The Commission heard the issues which resulted in the withdrawal of services by the Ghana Medical Association.
Can you read the date on this?
The date is 10th April 2013. It's just a recent document. Now, it says at the end of deliberations, the Commission directs as follows. A, that the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning must commit itself to the schedule for payment of the 2012 market premium arrears as follows. First payment of 4 months, January to April 2012, arrears to be paid in May 2013. Second payment of 4 months, that is May to August 2012, arrears to be paid in July 2013. Third payment of 4 months, that is September to December 2012, to be paid in September 2013. B, that the January to April 2013 market premium be negotiated and paid in line with the government guidelines on the payment of market premium as recently approved by Cabinet. C, that all other issues are to be addressed through negotiations, and that all parties will ensure commitment to the process and conduct the negotiations in good faith. Now, where I wanted to emphasize is the last paragraph. With the commitment given by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning and the Fair Wages, exactly, and buttressed by the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, the NLC, in the exercise of its powers under Labour Act 2003, that arrests GMA to call off the strike and resume work immediately. You understand it? This is a directive from the National Labour Commission. You see that it mentions the commitment by government. There is, on paper, a commitment by government. You get it?
So this is, I think you have similar document as mine. So this is what government has agreed to comply with the recommendation.
And then the government has, even from the finance ministry, gone ahead to give a commitment on paper that it is committed to paying according to the schedule given.
No further argument.
No further argument on that one. Now, when this is done, the GMA comes up again and says that this is not our only problem. We have another problem which has to do with conversion difference. Indeed, Ghanaians should ask ourselves, what was the basis of the strike action of the GMA? We can just recollect last 2 weeks when they, put up
market premium.
They said it was non-payment of the market premium. And government came up and said, look, we are going to pay in arrears. They said they want the money in bulk. That was the argument. That was the argument upon which they embarked upon the strike action. But they shifted the goalpost and said, look, that is not our only problem.
That is what scares me. When the president went to the negotiation table, did he not raise, what issue did he raise, honestly?
That is what I am saying, that this in law, for instance, like in court, we call it a surprise element. You see,
sneak through the back door.
You did not raise this issue. And when now pressure is upon you, that look, there is commitment to pay. So therefore, go back to the...
there's more money.
Now, you find a way of shifting goalposts. That is most unfortunate.
Indeed.
I believe that the NLC have been dormant for some time. What they need to do now is to seek the court intervention. The NLC should go to court, file a case against the GMA for non-compliance of its order. And immediately they file the case, they must seek injunction to the strike action.
That should be the order.
That should be the way they must go. You file your case and immediately you seek
injunction. Is there any way the GMA can avert this legal action?
Indeed. The court, whenever you file an injunction, will look into the matter and see whether or not there will be prejudice by not granting the injunction. And here, the prejudice is that
people will die.
People will die.
It's more than prejudice.
At the end of the day, if we resolve the issue, the death or the people who are dead cannot be recovered.
Yes.
So that is where the NLC will have a strong case.
I hope the NLC is listening. Their lawyers are paying attention.
So they should quickly. This is the directive.
Let me find out from you. I mean, just by way of information, the issue of conversion difference has even been captured in the memorandum. And the fourth element that is being dealt with by the Single Spine Post-Migration Technical Committee, long title for that committee.
I would want to brief our audience on what the conversion difference is and how simple it can be solved without, losing life.
Yes.
What is the conversion difference? There is a new pay structure. They used to be on the health salary structure, the health workers salary structure, HSS, and then we are now bringing them onto the the single spine salary structure. Now, according to the Labor Act, nobody can be disadvantaged. You understand it? So when you move from HSS to SSS, if you are earning 70 and a single spine, you are supposed to earn 50. No,
it cannot go downwards.
You cannot go downwards. So the 20 difference becomes a conversion difference. Do you understand it? Now, the contention, as I have been briefed, is that under the HSS, hitherto before the HSS, doctors used to receive their basic salary, upon which their social security was paid. And then they have the ADHA, additional duty hours allowances. That one was not automatic. It was based upon the additional duty hours that you do.
That's what we call overtime, eh?
Let's say overtime. Yes. And it was not paid across board.
If you do it, you get it.
Exactly. So upon that one, what do you call it? SNIT contribution was not paid. So the SNIT contribution was paid on the basic salary. But somewhere in 2006, the ADHA and the basic salary was consolidated into one amount. Upon which SNIT was paid. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Now, when the doctors were migrated onto the single spine salary structure, the single spine salary structure also opened up the salary into two. That is the basic salary, and then the interim market premium. So it was not consolidated.
Can you explain the two for my viewers?
Well, what I'm saying is that, the strike action that the doctors embarked upon last 2 years was an allowance. They called it an allowance, which is termed the interim market premium. So that is separate from their basic salary. So their SNIT contribution is based upon their basic salary without the
allowance.
But when you consolidate the two, and then you take together the basic plus the allowance that they used to have, then they were better off. Do you understand it? So now there is a government directive on the interim market premium, which is non-negotiable. So the government can choose to give or not to give. So what is happening is that they have now to move back to their basic salary, upon which their SNIT will be paid. Do you get it?
And clearly are not happy.
And now, it's not about happiness.
Continue, let me know.
It does appear that their basic, their salary that they are earning, upon which the SNIT is being paid, is much contributed to by the market premium. You get it? So, the market premium of, let's say, 100% that we talked about, if your basic pay was, let's say, 100 in 2009 and you earn a market premium of 100%, that means that the salary becomes 200
flat.
You see, so now they perceive that the SNIT that they are going to pay on the basic salary, since government has issued a paper to separate the market premium from the basic, what it means is that some doctors may end up paying lower SNIT contributions based upon the
basic salary.
But this is simple. If you look at 2009, okay, what they were paying in 2009, they used to receive under the HSS. And then you can look at government increment in 2010, and that's all. And then you compare to the basic salary without the market premium. That difference can be captured easily as conversion difference, because they are not supposed to lose.
Yes.
Upon
by
the new
international
structure.
labor law, yeah.
So you assume extremely that the market premium does not exist anymore, because it is interim market premium, and it is based upon the employer. Employer can decide to pay or not to pay. So they are saying that you have to first assume to that extreme that I do not receive the market premium, and therefore I come back to my basic salary, and this basic salary is now lower than what I used to receive in 2009. So we can quickly, as a way of good faith in negotiations, say, can we just capture the conversion difference between that basic and what I would have taken under the HSS for a start, so that after all negotiations, we make sure that you are not, worse off under the single spine. But like I said initially, if you put everything down and take your time to clarify issues, it is basic. And the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission understand it, that they cannot pay you lower than what you used to have when you were under the HSS.
So let me get this straight. The issue is that simple. Why are we being treated to this cocktail of strike actions by the GMA?
Wow.
Simply because they have the lives of some Ghanaians in their hands, if not all.
You see, in explaining, it's very simple. But they will also, I think, want to see how much.
Okay.
You see, government is going to negotiate with them to convert them properly onto the single spine. So you have to be careful, because they may be holding something up their sleeve, because this is going to be negotiated. This amount is going to be negotiated. So for me, the first step or a commitment step is that assure the doctors that what is between their basic salary as at 2009 and what they earned in 2010 without the interim market premium, at least that amount will be a conversion difference to be paid. And upon that amount, they will order SNIT to pay, what do you call it, the contribution, so that no one loses. Indeed, you must also look at the motivation. Why the, what do you call it?
The GMA.
No, why the market premium is being separated from the basic salary. There have been so many, troubles on the labor front about market premium. Market premium. Everybody is asking for market premium. You get it? Now, under the single spine, the other, they keep talking about category 2 allowances and other things.
That keep hearing that.
Exactly. So, if the market premium is not part of my salary, right now, if it is part of it, the government should pay more SNITs.
Yes.
Do you get
automatically?
It? Exactly. But government also sees the market premium as something separate
from my basic salary.
Your basic salary.
So the combination is the problem now.
Exactly. You see? So I don't see government's intention to take away the market premium entirely.
For want of time, I want to see not the motivation here, but the motivation to embark on strike, seeing that as the ultimate resort that will bring their issues to board, that will bring the needed solution to solve this misunderstanding, if you like. I just don't get it.
Indeed. So many persons are baffled, like myself, that what is the motivation for this strike action? Is it the conversion difference? It is determined. To me, it is determined because the basic rule is that I should not be worse off when I am migrated. So the starting point is between 2009 and 2010.
Okay.
When we were migrated.
Yes.
You understand? We can start from there and look at salary increments from there. And then we will see the difference between the consolidated HSS as of 2009 and then the basic premium separate from the allowances. Do you get it? So when I started, I said this issue can be solved without losing a life. Unless they are holding something that we do not know.
Perhaps it is their imagination that Ghanaians are not well, vested with the issues that they want addressed. They are thinking that we do not know what is going on, so they can bargain with human lives as bargaining chips. They can use them as bargaining chips. Hey, government, if you don't pay, that seems to be going on, And there's a dangerous trend emerging. The last time I heard, I think with the vice president also, calling on the public to rather direct their anger and pressure on the government. I thought that was the most reckless conduct, the height of irresponsibility that could be exhibited and exemplified by a medical practitioner, that the state or the nation Ghana should rise up against the government. The government who is paying you, who has agreed to pay your allowances, conversion difference, market premium, pensions, and everything, just because we have some discontent. I do not think it amounts to that. After causing the loss of life, lawyer, I'm sure that if we spend the whole night here, we won't exhaust the issue. I want us to move quickly to the court action, unless you have some concluding remarks you want to do on this.
Yes, I am of the view. You see, as a country grows, we must also look at reforms of our law. Now, the law says the employer may, stop the salary of, what do you call it, a striking worker. Do you get it? So, there is no political will. You have bashing. Why do you stop their salaries? And indeed, in this particular instance, it's a bit difficult even to stop their salaries. I am not suggesting so, but it's even a bit difficult. Why? Some doctors are working. The only problem
you can track those who are working.
The only problem we are having is it's very unfair. A doctor stays at home and takes salary just as a doctor who has decided to work
and causing the death of innocent patients.
So going forward, I believe that Parliament should quickly move into amend the Labour Act and say that an employer shall immediately an employee embark upon an illegal strike action, stop his or her salary.
You don't believe the law is clear enough?
So that I'm saying that when you are bound, when government is bound to stop the salaries, where the government cannot decide whether or not to stop the salaries, then people will begin to think into any strike action or illegal action that they want to embark on. Because in that instance, the Controller Accountant General is automatically, empowered by the law to stop your salary until the illegal strike action is over.
Okay.
Do you get it? And then also number two, the Deputy Minister Designate for Health also mentioned that we should have autonomy. We should open up the autonomy for the hospitals to employ the doctors or to be the direct employer of the medical doctors. I also support that view.
So that their attitude and conduct will be managed.
Because some hospitals do not support the strike action. You get it?
Yeah.
You go to some hospitals, I am told that there are hospitals that doctors are fully working as if there are no strike actions. You get it?
I heard that too.
So those hospitals, they feel that if they had their own way, they wouldn't have to join a strike action illegally called. You see? So I think going forward also, government must take that action whereby the greater autonomy is given to hospitals, and they are made employers of doctors. And then, as employers, they can assign their negotiation rights to the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission.
Okay.
Do you get it? So I think there must be reforms.
Very important.
Quick reforms must be initiated. Otherwise, I just heard of nurses.
I was going to mention, but PUTAG has called
also
on the strike.
Also,
I think
UTAG has called on the strike. PUTAG Ashanti region is also
why only Ashanti region?
That's what I'm saying.
But I want us to move quickly to Baumia's performance in the court. Since you are a lawyer, were you in court today? By the way,
I wasn't in court today, but I watched some portions of the.
Okay. If you want to join in the discussion, you can reach us on 0302-211-7012 0302-211-7012. Yeah, Lawyer Chumberma, a lot of things, some you might want to call them dramatic kind of events took place in the Supreme Court. Mathematics, has come to the fore. If your mathematics is not good, I'm not sure that you'll be feeling very comfortable at these times in the Supreme Court. What's your general impression about the witness performance? Let's speak court language. The witness's performance. We will not delve into the matters because we are worried about contempt of court.
You cannot delve into the matters. Well, I would say, I would just say, we are watching. You see, cross-examination is critical in law. As for saying your story in examination in chief, it's a very simple matter. Already, you have your story at home before you went to a lawyer. I want to take this matter to the court. So your story is known.
Let me pick this call. I'll come back to you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, Amachi.
Matthew, calling from Wanchi.
Okay, you're on air.
I think Bamia performed well today.
Okay.
And you should continue with that.
Okay, thank you very much for your opinion. Yeah. No.
Yeah. You see, unfortunately, if you're not a lawyer, you may not understand what Toinlita is doing.
Okay.
Cross-examination is all about surprise. Okay. There is just one question, and then the whole case is determined.
Okay, hold on that. Hello, Mutala.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to contribute to your discussion.
Go ahead.
Based on the discussion on the strike taken by the medical and other staff,
okay,
I believe that most of the presidents of both, whether you tag GMA, most of them are sitting in Kumasi. Why? That's a simple question.
It's a very important question. Yeah, we would have to check. I think it's an interesting question.
It's an orchestrated plan to destabilize the ascension of the government.
Believe me, many people share similar sentiments as you.
We are not happy with what is going on. We are not happy at all.
Thank you very much. I have another caller. Baba Musa, hello.
Hello, Maza.
Yeah, big boss.
Just you on.
Okay, meet you.
Because course
okay. Medasio. Okay. Yeah, lawyer, you said one issue or one question can...
One question and the matter is determined.
Okay, I have my final caller and then I'll come back to my studio guest. Hello, Abubakar. Hello. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I want to ask you the questions that
say that again. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that one question, and then the matter is determined.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter the number of questions that you ask, the witness is able to answer. But what you do is that you ask the questions, and then from the way he answers, then you strategically move him. So what you do is that you give him a very long rope, and then he'll be tying. Time. So you realize that Tonlita will ask a question. You think he will be going on that line, you stop, then you come to another, then you come to another. You put all together, and then at the end of the day, he will tell you, oh, so you admitted this, then that. So cross-examination is all about surprise. Like he told the honorable judges today,
who wanted him to submit all his evidence.
He will not submit his evidence because cases basically rest on cross-examination.
Yeah.
You want to limit the evidence that your opponent is bringing. You want to discredit the evidence. You want to discredit the
credibility of the witness.
The witness himself. Indeed, we've not seen any issues outside the print sheet. But in cross-examination, anything can come up.
Okay. How about the witnesses, let me say, unwilling attitude to respond directly to questions? Is he at liberty to do that?
Well, it depends on the way you ask your questions.
You hear him go on explaining, and the judges have to call him to order and all that.
It depends on the way you ask the questions. If you ask him yes and no questions, or if you ask your open questions, you have your closed questions. You see, depending on the type of witness before you, you have to determine the type of questions you have. You may be surprised that Tonlita is even enjoying the talk.
I imagine so.
Because sometimes the witness will be talking, and then he himself will drop the bombshell for you.
Because I knew this basic thing about law, that you do not volunteer information until you are asked to say so.
You see, if you go to court, you realize that some witnesses, it's even very difficult to get them to open their mouths. Because in our jurisdiction, that's the common law jurisdiction, the judge is not a party to the suit. We have the adversarial system. The judge just sit back
and watch,
and then watch the two of you fight. Hit one. So when he finishes, he counts the number of blows or the number of them. But in the civil law jurisdiction, the judge even gets involved in the matter to unravel the truth. So even at the cross-examination, the judge will be saying certain things, will be asking certain things just to unravel the truth. But we don't practice that here. So when the witness gives you more, sometimes, Lita is a seasoned lawyer. He knows that he can ask the yes and no questions. This, answer me yes or no. It hasn't gotten there. When you are at the end, the final end of your cross-examination, where you want the judge to pen down, that is where you hear, can you repeat that to the court? Then that is where the matter begins. Can you repeat what you just said to the court? My lord, did you hear him? Then it means that he's gotten one leg off. So we are still going. He hasn't gotten far. So
for those who think that Bawumia is discharging himself creditably, have another thing coming. They think that, this guy he's a stubborn, it's a tough one to deal with and all that.
Today, if you listen
in a minute,
if you listen to some of Tony's arguments, say, I suggest to you that they were errors. I mean, there were errors in writing and
administrative errors and all that.
He will come back and tell you what it means in law. Even apart from his address, he will tell us in court what it actually means. You see, but it is step by step. He doesn't have to jump the gun. He's going gradually, and then he will climax and then rest his case. That is how it goes. So I think that I have heard some MP people saying, there have been 22 rulings, NDC has won 3,
some minor objections.
19. I mean,
the case is still ongoing. This is the 119.
This is not a matter of 22 against 3. You get it. Exactly. You want to unravel the truth. So at the final end, at the final analysis, where I had told some friends that I would have loved to see the legal actions. I mean, the legal arguments before the mathematics, because to me, there may not be the need even to go into mathematics, because their legal points, their legal arguments may not stand.
I see. Lawyer Chumberima, it's really a pleasure having you in the studio. I trust that we would have another opportunity of bringing you here.
Thank you
very much for passing by. Let me just say very good evening to lawyer Nana Kwesi Boaite, who is a lawyer in Kumasi. I'm sure he doesn't miss Majority Caucus for anything. For you watching us in your various homes, thanks for watching. I'll be here on Thursday, inshallah. Bye-bye.